All right. Hello, everyone. Ben Williams back down here on another Fresh Crack Friday. Now, this is the second time we've done this, and there's going to be a little twist at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned at the end of this. Tonight, this is one I've been waiting to try. I've never had this bourbon before, and this is what everybody always talks about. You got a Blanton's, where's the Blanton's, all that stuff. And there's people that have come down here wanting to drink it, and I said I was going to be the first one to have it. And then after that, once it's here open on the bar, if somebody wants to sample it, it's pretty much fair game. So this is one that I was lucky enough to pick up. This is pretty much, I guess, my first allocated I've ever gotten, which is cool. Got it at like for $65, which is a very, very good price for this compared to some secondaries. And we'll see if it's worth the 65, or maybe I think it's worth a little bit more than 65. I mean, we'll see after we try it. So these are the original single barrel bourbons. That was Colonel Albert Bacon Blanton. I just want to make sure I pronounced his name in the correct order. Used to use those to sway government favors and to sway lobbyists and all that stuff. He would go and pick these, I believe they called them honey barrels or whatever, these great single barrels, and that's where the idea of Blanton's came from. Really cool grenade-shaped bottle. This one is individually selected and filtered at 93 proof, dumped on 11/17/2022 from Warehouse H, barrel number 3849, Rickhouse number 26, and the bottle number, which is 69. So here we are. This is a letter N. Don't know which letter N this is for the Blanton's line, but this is it, guys. This is the Fresh Crack Friday, my first Blanton's. And we're going to see if it lives up to the hype and if it's really worth the $65 or some of these $100, $200 or $250. I've even seen them, on shelves for, and I think that's why they stay there. So here we go, guys. Make sure we get this. There it goes. Nice little wax ring coming off of one piece. So there, we're de-waxed, and this is going to be it. Luckily, so funny story real quick before I get going with this. I shot a Fresh Crack for last Friday, went to post it up. There was no audio recorded. So I'm really hoping I did a test fit and everything like that. I don't know if my mic got bumped or something, but it didn't record my Fresh Crack that I did last week. So I did a Fresh Crack all by myself of a Four Roses small batch that my Uncle Phil got me. So we'll probably do that in an upcoming episode of Whitetails and Whiskey and put it in the infinity bottle and revisit it. But here we go, guys, for the Blantons. So quiet on the set for the cork pop of the cool little horsey, which is the iconic Blantons with the grenade and the horse. And obviously they're each a different running position horse that spells Blantons finishing the race. So quiet on the set for the cork pop. Nice little sweet cork pop. Smells like a honey. This is my first time vanilla. Vanilla and honey is what I smell on it after cracking it. So this is, like I said, folks, my first Blanton. So, and I was lucky enough to get it at $65. I'm not one to overpay for, my whiskeys that I'm buying. Once in a while I'll spend a little bit above like MSRP. But other than that, I'm not spending astronomical amounts on my bourbons and whiskeys that I buy. So I'm a sucker for a good deal. So if I find it for $10, $20 under what it should be too, that's even more of an incentive. But a really cool horse figurine. Like I said, this is the letter N. So, and it's my first. So here we go. Nice 1.5 ounces into the tasting glass, which I don't have a Glencairn. Guess I'm not that fancy. I think this is a brandy sniffer. And that just is what I usually drink out of for the Whitetails and Whiskey show, and that's what we're drinking out of for this Fresh Crack. So this will be on the YouTube channel, and only the YouTube channel is where these will be on. So if you're watching this, you're obviously watching it on YouTube. So if you are new to the channel, thanks for checking it out. If you do like the content, feel free to like it, comment, and tell us what you think if you don't like it. And then if you do really like it, hit the subscribe and the notification button. We do a live Q&A type podcast every Wednesday. We do our Fresh Crack Fridays and our Management Mondays. So here we go for a little smell. I'm getting like apple, little apple, kind of like a green apple kind of smell with it. And there's the vanilla on this nostril for whatever reason. So like a green apple vanilla, a lot of green apple smell to it. Fresh, kind of fresh fruit smell. So, and kind of like a sweet, maybe kind of honey, like a honey apple, like a honey, I don't know, kind of like a honey summer cocktail kind of smell. So let's see. And again, 93 proof, so we'll see what it is. Again, it smells really nice. Looks like a really nice bourbon. And we'll see. Here we go. First taste. Hmm. So, and again, this is pretty much my first whiskey of the day. So my palate's a little fresh. So that one came off a little, I guess, harsh, you'd call it. Kind of sweet though. Definitely a sweeter finish. Nice warm feeling I'm actually getting with this one, which is kind of cool. Take a little sip of water. But not knocking my socks off, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, it's not, I don't know, it's not really that, not much. I mean, I'm getting, it's a real basic, it's like a 93 proof, you know, definitely getting that apple. Apple, definitely smell. Yeah, maybe fresh cut grass kind of smell. Was getting that on the last one too. I don't know why. Maybe my nose is just gravitating toward that, but definitely like a green apple. I mean, that's all I'm smelling on the nose on it. And a little bit of vanilla, maybe honey, but that's about it. Just a lot of green apple smell, which I'm not getting a whole lot with the taste, especially in the front, the mid kind of palate or whatever. And then it kind of finishes quickly. There's no long. The only thing I got kind of is a nice like mouth feel after it. Like it's like there's no flavor there, but like it's real kind of oily. Forget what the right term would be for that, but it's kind of an oily feel in my mouth afterwards, but not really a flavor with it, which kind of wishing it kept going, with the flavors. So let's try another sip here. So there's the honey up front. And maybe that's why they called these the honey barrels from this kind of Rick House. I think they all come out of Rick House H for the Blantons, if I'm not mistaken. But there's honey, apple, definitely like a green apple, that I'm picking up with this. And then the kind of a little bit of caramel on the end, just that kind of caramel, woody caramel, I guess I'd call it. Not a bad pour, but I'll tell you what, folks, this is honest opinion too, and I do like, some of the Buffalo Trace products and everything like that. And this one would not be in my top sections for Buffalo Trace products. There's a couple other ones I'd put up above this one for sure. So try a third sip. You see, I got a lot of honey, kind of almost like a golden graham, like cereal. With yeah, like that bit, I got like a cereal, like a honey graham cereal. Yeah, honey and apple. I'm getting a honey taste, apple taste. You do get a good chest feel with this one. At 93 proof, it gets a little bit more of a chest feel than I thought it would get, but it gets a good honey, a little bit of apple, kind of caramel wood, and then your mouth's coated like you expect there be flavors coming or flavors holding on, and it just kind of falls off real quick. Again, I would drink it. if somebody wants to try it, I'd be happy to try it again with them. This is, like I said, with these fresh cracks, you are getting straight out of the neck. So we'll see once it gets down here a little bit. A couple more people try it. Maybe I try it again. We'll see if it gets better. But all in all, I'm not putting this much over like a 6 or a 7, for a bottle. And that might surprise a lot of people. And, quite frankly, some people might call me crazy. I know there's a lot of people that really like Blantons. This one's just, especially today, it's not really, hitting my palate, nice. There's definitely no spice like turkey or something like that I normally kind of gravitate to for a product. You can see all the Russell's stuff and the wild turkey stuff I got up there. I kind of gravitate a little bit more toward that spice, but not as much on the rye side. So it's different. I like turkey, Heaven Hill, that kind of stuff. And that's put the little lasso back on them and put the little, I guess, necklace back on them too, I guess. So I'll just read the little tag quick while we're letting this sit, see if anything else comes out while it kind of rests in the glass a little bit longer. The finest bourbon in the world comes from a single barrel, never blended with whiskey from another barrel. Bourbon's peak maturity varies from barrel to barrel, and only a master distiller can determine the exact amount of whiskey that has been aged to perfection and deemed worthy of the Blanton's label, which means no barrel of Blanton's is ready until it's truly ready. Colonel Albert B. Blanton, time-honored tradition, lives on today through the handful of barrels from the center of Warehouse H that are selected to become Blanton's single-barrel bourbon. Sour mash bourbon as a whiskey. The sour mash bourbon whiskey has body bouquet character unrivaled to any other. This is the original single-barrel whiskey. So, and that's the famous story and name for the Blantons. And like I said, it's sweet. I mean, there's honey there. There's some apple notes there. I definitely get a lot of that. Yeah, a lot of apple. Really kind of not apple blossom, but green apple. Kind of like that fresh bite of a green apple. That taste and that smell. I get that like on the nose. Yeah, it's not knocking my socks off on this fresh crack. And usually I do like the bottles once I drink them down a little bit. Maybe if this wasn't my first whiskey of the night either, maybe if it was like my second, I had kind of a warm up on my palate, maybe there'd be something else, but I also don't really get drinking stuff until it's in the mid 90s for Proof Point, getting up into the hundreds, and then, 1 stuff like that. That's kind of more my speed and my flavor. If I am drinking a 90 proof, probably going to drink like the Russell's 10, and I think that drink's way better than this Blanton single barrel. And that's my taste and whatever. And you can let me know what you think in the comments below, folks. Try another taste here. Yeah, honey. I get honey sweetness, apple, almost like a flavored whiskey. And I know it's a bourbon, so nothing's been added to it. But you do get a lot of honey from it. Maybe that's why they call it the honey barrels. It's just not really my flavor, I guess, when it comes to bourbons and whiskeys. So, quick thing that I wanted to do with these Fresh Crack Fridays is I wanted to do a bottle fight or whatever you want to call it at the end of each one of these. So what we'll do is I'll save this pour here. We're going to do 3/4 pours from the Blantons, and we'll do, since this is the only other one we've done, we'll do a 3/4 ounce pour from the Tin Cup 10, taste them side by side, have some water, and then have them flip-flopped order and see which one we like best. And the best one will advance to take on the next Fresh Crack Friday. So at the end of this, I'm going to be building whatever bourbon or whiskey that I'm finding that I'm liking more. That one will move on. So that's something kind of cool that I thought of on the ride home today. Is what else I can bring to this. So let me grab the Tin Cup 10. And I haven't tried this since the Fresh Crack Friday 2 weeks ago. So we'll see. Another cork pop. We'll see how this ends up going here. So we'll do a 3/4. That should be plenty to get back-to-back tasting. I got a towel right here, so we'll wipe it out so nobody says that, oh, that getting corrupted with other flavors in it. So wipe that out quick and put the cap back in the tin cup. So we got the tin cup 10. It's going to be in a standoff with a Blanton's. Actually, and I'll take one right out of the bottle. I was going to take it out of the glass there, but I'll take it right out of the bottle to be fair. So, alrighty, and here we go for the Fresh Crack Friday. I guess we'll call it bottle fight. On the tail end of this, so we have we keep these straight too. That would help. We have the Old Tin Cup 10, and then we have our Blantons over here on my left hand, or probably your screen right if you're looking at this in reverse. So, pretty good looking side-by-side comparisons here. Not too bad. About the same color, which is kind of surprising for, you know, a 10-year-old. I don't know how old Blanton's is right off. I don't think there's an age statement on the bottle. They just pull them when they're ready. So, you know, that's kind of cool, and we'll see how this goes. So we got Tin Cup 10 and the Blanton's. I'll put a little note here on the table for me. So we did just drink the Blanton's, so I'll try the Tin Cup 10 first. Let's see what we think. Grape. 100% grape, and that's what I got mostly on this one last time. Almost got like kind of a medicinal grape with it, so kind of like a grape tum. So we'll see. Almost like a dirt or an earth smell with that now too, that I wasn't getting before with the Tin Cup 10. So let's try a taste. Oh yeah. Wow. Way different. 100% different flavor profile tonight than what I had last time with that. I got kind of an earthy I got stone fruit still, but an earthy stone fruit barrel. I really taste the barrel in this tonight over the Blanton's honey barrel. Really, really, really different on what it is. So Tin Cup 10, you know, was one that I didn't think was that good last week, but I think up against this Blanton's, I think I'm leaning Tin Cup for this. You see, and there's that honey sweetness with the Blanton's that tastes like a flavored whiskey to me. And I'm just not digging it. And it might just be tonight. That might just be the way my palate is tonight, but I definitely think that Tin Cup 10 is standing up to that Blanton's, and I think that's the one I'm gonna go with. All right, so we'll go back to the Blantons because I just had that one, and then we'll go kind of reverse order backwards toward it. See what we think. Green apple and honey. Let me see if I get anything different out of the one that's been sitting for a bit. Yeah, green apple. I'm getting that's all I really smell with it. Green apple and a little bit of honey sweetness. It smells like a flavored, you know, whiskey or spirit. It definitely doesn't smell like a bourbon. Honey green apple with caramel. Coat your mouth really nice, though. I do like the feel of it in my mouth. Not necessarily the taste with it, but that feel. That nice coating, oily kind of feel that this one has. That's where I would give the mouth feel, not taste, definitely to the Blantons. It's not necessarily as oak or woody as this 10-year, but you're getting a little bit of that because it might be a little bit older too. but definitely a darker fruit note, kind of an earthy tone. And tonight, that's definitely gravitating toward me. The Blantons might be better in the summertime versus, maybe it's cooler weather today. I was outside working. Maybe that's why I'm gravitating toward the Tin Cup 10. So here we go with another taste on the Tin Cup 10. So there's the grape. There's grape. Okay. So got the earthy tone. Definitely didn't hit as harsh, I guess I would say, as the first time I had it. Um, the other week with it or whatever. Definitely think this is a good sipper. I still don't think I would even put it over ice if I was picking one or the other. Um, but for this Friday fresh crack, I got to move the Tin Cup 10 on. I don't think the Blanton stands up to it. Like I said, this is my first time having the Blantons. The last time it was my first time having the Tin Cup. I never had either of these specific bottlings before. But yeah, I'm going with the Tin Cup 10. And as a little bit of a uh, you know thing here on the end, because we always blend our infinity bottles with the podcast, we'll put a little 10-year tin Blanton over here, and we'll see what it tastes like. But I'm gonna go back to this Blanton's just to give it a fair shake because it sat a little bit longer. It is a fresh crack, so this is the first time it's cracked. And like I said, I did enjoy this Tin Cup 10 more than the first time I cracked it. Last episode 2 weeks ago. So maybe the Blantons, would make a reappearance on the podcast, or something like that down the line, or maybe we do a follow-up video at some point, and see what we think. But yeah, green apple. I just get like a Laffy Taffy green or sour apple smell with that, with a little bit of honey. And then I had some honey graham, kind of like the breakfast cereal taste with it too, with that type of finish, with a little caramel with it, kind of the woody, oaky caramel or whatever, from the barrel, I think. So try the Blantons. Yeah, for me, I don't think I'm going to hunt it. If I can pick one up at MSRP again, maybe I'll hang on to it to trade it. The one thing I will say over the Tin Cup that I get with the Blantons is I get more chest feel. And this one being 84 proof, this one being 90. That's why I think I get more chest feel, is a little bit higher proof point in the Blantons, but it drinks a lot smoother. It's a really sweet bourbon. But again, just not my flavor. Maybe not my flavor tonight, but definitely not one I gravitate toward, in general. So definitely going to have the Tin Cup moving on for next week's Fresh Crack Friday fight, bottle fight for sure. So want to thank everybody for tuning into this. We do have hoodies available still. If you're watching this live and in real time, we have browns and the green. I'm wearing the brown label tonight. We do have that in various sizes. We are sold out in a couple sizes, but we have every size for our green and white with the white drawstrings hoodie. So if you are interested, get a hold of us, drop us a comment, shoot us a message. If you're watching this over on Facebook or anything like that, let us know what you think of the show. Let us know if you like this, if there's anything else you might want to see in these recorded episodes. And like I said, the Tin Cup 10 is moving on, and the Blantons only made it for its fresh crack, and we're going to kick it off of the board. So that's kind of my, real quick live interaction. There are no edits in these videos, just like there's no edits in any of my videos. And kind of to wrap it up, I want to say thanks, everybody. And we're going to try the 10-year Tin Blanton, or whatever we were calling it, when I mixed it up, just to try to mix it up. I think they call that on the Mash and Drum channel. On his double bass, they do this. So I'm looking at different YouTubers, seeing what they have, kind of blending different ideas and styles to kind of come up with my own, kind of video series with this. And if you like it, cool. I kind of like that way that he blended it because we do so much with the Infinity Bottle with the podcast and blending and mixing. I thought it would be a cool idea to do this. So that's what we're finishing the night off with. And I would take the Tin Cup 10 over the blended mix. I think they just clash and fight too much on it, unfortunately. Decent, you do pick up notes from both. Definitely got the honey and then earth, and then got the oily mouthfeel from the Blantons, and then no feeling in my chest. So proofed it to mix in between them and didn't quite hit that over 90 proof to get that feel in the chest. So, and that's it. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you do enjoy our content, I suggest subscribing to the channel so you get all of our updates. We do a live Q&A style podcast every Wednesday on the Whitetails and Whiskey podcast channel right here on YouTube. It's also on the Facebook stream if you're enjoying it over on that platform. And let us know if there's something you want to see opened, maybe something you see behind me, or something you want to see featured, or something that you're drinking right now that you think might be a good one to bring into the Fresh Crack, or something you might want to see us open up on the podcast. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm going to take my last sip of the night. Yeah, it's like honey earth mixed with barrel. Not my cup of tea to blend the two. Tin Cup 10 moving on, guys. Blanton's, short range, short-lived, and it's out of there. If you guys are hunting it, I would maybe recommend going to something that you enjoy or sticking more in the flavor profile that you enjoy and finding a more readily available bottle, and definitely not paying over MSRP for it. If you do want to have it to add it to your shelf at MSRP, go ahead, go out and buy it and grab it. But I'm probably only going to put this like at a 6.5. And the Tin Cup, like I said, I think last time I gave it like probably a 7 score. Would definitely prefer the Tin Cup over the Blantons. And this one is a little bit harder to find, being the 10-year. But they do have it around. And like I said, $56. This is cheaper MSRP than this one. I think this one was $65, which is, I think, right around MSRP for where I bought it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and tune in next time to the Fresh Crack Fridays, where the Tin Cup 10 will be taking on the next Fresh Crack. And thank you all for tuning in. Be safe, guys, and enjoy your whiskey however you want to enjoy it. And we'll catch you all next time down here at the bar. Take care, everyone.